Hi, I'm Sherry with Ratchet Up Your Art, and this is Craft Showdown Lowdown, where we get to meet with the artists that have been on our show, Craft Showdown. And my co-host here is Kara from Kara Brandon Creations, and she's going to go ahead and introduce our new guest.
Hello and welcome to our first Craft Showdown Lowdown. And our special guest is returning from our most recent Craft Showdown, and it is Denise from PaperKraftD. Let's welcome Denise.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Denise, how's it
Thank
going?
you.
Thanks for joining us for our first Craft Lowdown show. Craft
Showdown Lowdown.
Lowdown Showdown.
Showdown Lowdown.
Showdown.
It's the lowdown after the showdown.
The showdown.
In this particular case, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to be asking you some crafty questions. But first, let's take a look at our last live.
Seafood. I'm sorry. I want seafood, but the theme is
Owl hoots? Viking! What the what?
it's mayhem night.
I gotta explain this one.
Okay, commence with the complaining
October,
right here.
In October, there's Eric Leaf's Day. Leaf Erickson Day? Sorry,
Yeah.
said it wrong.
Where?
In October.
In Norway?
It's October. I love
What? Vikings? A page about Vikings? With a flip out? And a star killer? What does this show become? I think I'm picking the topics for our annual. All right, bring it on. What's our supply?
Well, we got
go.
Scandinavian Vikings.
Probably
That's
little
like-
natural.
You're gonna do
Yeah.
natural sponges. No.
What did you say?
So Kara, what was going through your mind at that time?
I was dying. I had no thoughts going through my brain at that point. Oh, you threw me. That was a good one. I was cracking up.
So, Denise, tell me a little bit about what you were thinking with regards to seeing the Vikings up there.
Blank. It was complete blank. I don't know. I was like,
There
Vikings?
was no
I
thought.
don't know. Horns. You know, or horny. I don't know.
There's exactly. I was thinking, oh my gosh, if I have to draw horns, that's not gonna go well. This is a PG show, and that is not gonna go well.
Yeah.
Make it PG-13, maybe.
Yeah,
Well,
I was
even that.
envisioning like a boat on the stormy water, but then I'm like, how am I gonna do that? I don't know how. And when would I ever use something like that? Honestly, like seriously, I'm gonna be journaling about Vikings? I don't think so. I mean, or boats.
Or Leaf Erickson Day.
Or
Hey, though, I came up with a great idea for that Viking.
You did.
It was
Do you
very
want to fast
clever.
forward to your make?
It was very
Yeah, let me see if we can get to our makes. So there's our rest in peace, Leaf Erickson. That's how I dealt with that Vikings.
Yes. It was
prompt
plan.
there. So
It took me about 10 minutes just to figure out what I was gonna do. Cause I honestly, I'm like, oh, this looks good. That's a nice stamp. We have to use stamps. I'll use a stamp. The stamp's awesome.
Oh man, that
I
was
don't know.
pain. And then that just threw me off the rest of the time. Like it just threw me off. But anyway,
Oh, yeah.
hilarious.
it threw
So-
you off so much that you had to leave the show. Where did you
Well-
go, Kara?
So if you
Well,
want to
we're
watch
green.
the rest,
That's
we'll have
awful.
the link for that show in the description. And you can have your beverage and learn about Vikings. Okay, so we're here with the Craft Lowdown to ask our special guest Denise some questions.
Special guest.
Special guest.
Very special.
You are very special.
So special.
Sherry, would you like to ask your first question?
So Denise,
Yes.
it's my understanding, looking at your YouTube channel, that I would say you're a junk journaler. Would that be correct?
That's a good assessment. Yeah.
Okay. So for us newbies who don't really do junk journaling,
Yeah.
can you tell me what is junk journaling?
Okay, so a junk journal, you can jump in at any time, Kara, what a junk journal is. But, junk journaling is a big kind of catch-all category where people, do memory keeping. They just do cool techniques like art journal type things that they just enjoy flipping through. And some people actually journal in them. So
They do.
they
How can I
do. They
wonder about
actually
that?
do. Yeah. The things I like to do, what I enjoy about junk journaling is that it's like every craft that I've ever done rolled into one. You can basically do anything. It's anything goes. And I can use all of my supplies, which, as you can see, I have quite a few.
Yeah.
and it's fun. And also I like that it repurposes a lot of stuff. In the junk journal, you can use, you don't have to worry about, like with scrapbooking, everything had to be acid free, and you had to be worried about the pictures being, lasting 1,000 years and stuff. And it's like, with junk journaling, you're just going, you're having fun, you're using your supplies, you're trying to repurpose things, you're trying to be creative, and getting inspired by whatever you have at hand. And I just really enjoy that. I like techniques in general. So, and I like experimenting and trying new things. So for me, it's kind of the perfect combination of every craft. And we're going to convert you, Sherry.
Yeah, we'll see. That's what they said about when I went to a quilt retreat one time and I was sitting there scrapbooking. They knew I was going to end up being a quilter, and they converted me. Don't get me wrong, they converted me, but so I do quilting as well. And why not add one more thing?
It's funny how a lot of quilters, and there's a lot of overlap between quilting and scrapbooking.
Oh yeah.
It's like there's a and mini albums, because that's what I did prior to this. I went from scrapbooking to mini albums to junk journaling. So yeah.
Real quick story on that retreat.
Yeah.
They were putting all their quilt blocks up on this board, and I was the only scrapbooker there, and I felt kind of jealous, like nobody was seeing my work, right?
Yeah.
And so I took all my scrapbook pages and put it up on the design board. And
Cool.
so the quilters had their stuff up, and I just started putting up my scrapbook pages that I was doing up there because I kind of felt left out.
That's cool. Yeah.
I was there with my mom, and then the next retreat, I was quilting.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
all right.
So you brought up technique, and
Yeah.
you have a favorite technique or style?
Me?
Well, you are the guest.
I am this. Come on, let's get it right. I'm the special guest. Special guest.
Special guest.
Special guest. Yeah, I like a lot of different techniques, and I like to experiment. Yeah. I like pretty much anything having to do with like ink and stamping and, getting messy with the inks and stuff, like, especially a lot of the Tim Holtz. Yeah, I know. Sherry, I have been experimenting with Kara and I both experimented with the jelly plate. Boy, that was funny.
You can link that live.
That was a disaster. But yeah, we both need, I need a tutorial for me. But I love ink, and I love, colorizing anything and everything, and stamping, and just the smush techniques and stuff, and I love it all. I love all. Ink is one of my favorite things. So.
And do you have a favorite style?
I dabble in a lot of them. That's one of the things I struggle with the most, I think, is that I like all of them, so I don't feel like I have a different, like, you'll like look at my work and like, oh, that's Denise's work. I see, that's her work. So I like a lot of different kinds of styles. I mean, that's kind of how I am in my house too. I have like an eclectic kind of personality, an eclectic style. But I think the thing that comes easiest to me would be like a shabby chic type thing. So, and retro, like anything vintage, quiche retro. So those two styles I gravitate to, but I don't know. I like it all. Yeah.
Cool. Nice.
So,
I would agree. Looking at your style, I would agree.
Shabby chic.
Sure, you looked confused.
No, I was
Okay.
listening. I was listening.
All right.
I often look like this, confused. So do you have, Denise, do you have like a special project that you ever did, and what was the story behind that project?
Oh, a special project that I ever did.
That you created.
Well, I've done a lot of different projects. I used to teach in my the scrapbooking and stamping stores back in the day before, when we had them, which we don't anymore, unfortunately. So actually I brought show and tell. This is one of the little projects that I did. I love this. I used to follow these people on YouTube that did all this metal, like these folders for metal work and stuff, and sold these metal things.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I have them.
Yeah.
They were so cute. They're a mother and daughter team.
Yeah,
They were so cute. I just love them.
Studio.
Huh?
10
10
second
second studios. Yes, exactly. Yes. So anyway, this is a class I taught, and it was just like, a little dollar store thing. And then we altered it and then made this little like one signature, one page, like little journal to go on the back of it. Cute. And I really like this because it was like during a time where I was, doing a lot of like self-healing and self discovery type thing. And it was like, and my theme on this was kind of like the blackbird flies, like the John Lennon, I kept playing that, which is kind of a downer, play it like a million times, but it spoke to me at the time, right? So anyway, yeah, I really enjoyed, that. I don't know, this was one of my special projects that I think for myself was really a special one. But
cool.
There's a lot
that you had taught at your scrapbook store. That's really fun.
It was really fun. It was one of those things that it's like, I genuinely made zero money. It was just for fun because, by the time you put the kits together, it's like let's like doing YouTube videos. You've spent more money in terms of time, putting into this than you are going to ever get back, and then when you account for taxes, like when they tax you for whatever small profit you make.
Right.
You're doing it for the joy and for the community building. You're not doing it, because you're going to become, rich doing it or anything, or even make a living wage.
Yeah.
So, but it was fun, and it was fun. I really enjoyed that. Meeting a lot of people and getting the opportunity to hang out with people in person, and do some crafting. That was really a lot of fun.
Yeah, I would think that that's what we're trying to do on this channel is bring a community of people, artists together to have banter back and forth like Kara and I do, and really explore different art and really connect with our audience and really learn about the artist. And so that's why if anybody wants to be on the Craft Showdown, please, send us an email. We'd be glad to have you on Craft Showdown, and then follow up with Craft Lowdown or Showdown Lowdown. Boy, that's a tongue twister, Kara. We're gonna have to work on that. But question on your little book there, because you said you were exploring, self-discovery and everything. Did you create something in that little booklet?
I did. It, it's kind of too small to actually journal in, but actually I think this version that I used for the class, because the one so like here's a little, butterfly, and then this is like a little pull out. That's me.
Aww.
Yeah, and then it says "Be free." Oh, and then here's me on a horse, because I mean, when you look at horse, you just see, cowgirl, right?
Cute.
Yeah. So I mean, I did that. So it's like, you can't do a lot of journaling in a little thing like this, but I have like this little owl, have wise mind right here, and I just did little captions. And gosh, I haven't looked at this thing in forever. Oh, so this is, I don't know why this picture does not necessarily have to do with the quote, but I said, to forgive is to set a prisoner free and discover the prisoner was you.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this was kind of a deep book for me. was just like, I was going through some stuff back then, when I made this. So it's like, but it was really meaningful, for me, So I didn't do a ton of journaling, but I did, so like, here's my little picture of me.
Oh, so cute you are.
And then here I am with the crazy hair. I don't know.
Cute.
So
That is cute,
That's
Denise.
fun that
You
you
are
have
a cute little girl.
yeah. So I mean, for me this was just like a little special memory, like a little memory book with the pictures and stuff in it. Honestly, I don't even remember what was in here. Oh, it says you need to know the past to understand the present. That's Carl Sagan. And here's me a little older.
Oh,
Is that high school?
That's middle school, I think. I was in middle school. So anyway, yeah, a lot of, just a lot of stuff. I don't know. It's like a lot of it have when they had Tim, it's I am hopeful. I wrote I am hopeful on the back. So I thought that was kind of fun. Anyway, just, so I've, not a lot of journaling, but it's like, it was kind of like that. It wasn't exactly a scrapbook. It was more along the lines of a journal, like what we'd consider a journal today. So I think I was already kind of straddling that line, back then. I really loved making mini albums. I taught a lot of mini album courses because I liked the interactivity of it. Whereas, I love scrapbooks, but I have, oh my gosh, I have like a million supplies for scrapbooks. And I just, I'm that scrapbooker that, the kids can never find the pictures of themselves because I've got them all in a special place, right?
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I come from scrapbooking as well. And I'm still trying to finish those years of, when the kid was a baby all the way to high school. So, yeah, I have only several years to complete his whole life in.
Wow.
I don't know how I'm going to do that, but I better find some time.
Well, I gave up on that. It's like what I really had difficulty with was, feeling the pressure of trying to make everything chronological, or trying to make everything thematic. And it's like, I can get to be a perfectionist, and if that, it's like brings out the very worst of my personality. So if I have more freedom, I'm more creative,
Oh,
and
yeah.
and so I feel like the junk journaling speaks to me from that creative perspective, where I can do whatever, there's no rules. Things don't have to be chronological, that they don't have to even make sense necessarily. It's like, I just like, this has a bunch of little quotes, I mean, well, it's like, it's still meaningful even now, and I look back at it, so it's like, anyway, yeah, I've kind of made the transition and never looked back, but I still have, scrapbooks that I'd kind of like to get back to someday, but my kids are all, grown and well, not grown. I have one still in college. But
it is interesting that the transition, that there's a lot of scrapbookers who are no longer scrapbooking, and they are card makers or journalers, or it's just an interesting.
I'm still hanging in there.
Yeah, and who knows? It'll be interesting to see if it all comes back, because what was old is new, kind of a thing. So I wonder.
Yeah, and I still like I like scrapbooking. I still like I like the idea. How about this? I like the idea of scrapbooking. Like, I love all the Allie Edwards stuff. I love all what she does. I like the pocket scrapbooking. Like, adhering things down onto a 12 by 12 page, just, I did it, but it's like, I'm looking at it and it's like, they're big, they're like, they're not very easy to manage, so it's like, I can see myself more in like, the Simple Stories little notebooks, that size, like the Allie Edwards, like pocket scrapbooking, that type of thing. So I really, I like that, the Becky Higgins, that sort of stuff, that worked for me better, than like trying to lay out a page and make everything perfect and get the ruler out. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna like literally get a coronary just trying to make this page, and everything's got to be perfect, and
right,
forget about it.
Yeah.
So
Forget about it.
And I still, I still love memory keeping. Don't get me wrong. I really do. It's just, I feel like I've transitioned to a different kind of memory keeping.
Well,
Like
I
I
think
did,
a junk journal, it's a book, so you can fit more books on a shelf than you can a 12 by 12 album. So
yeah. So like I did one for my grandmother, and I scanned all of her photos, and I have like all these, I put a bunch of pictures in there of her, young and throughout her years and stuff. And so that was actually really cool, so it's like the memory keeping, but in a journal type of, and, I mean, like I said, I came from like a mini album kind of background. So for me, it was a very easy transition because I was doing a lot of that stuff before it was called junk journaling. The cool thing now is just with junk journaling, you can add all sorts of really cool stuff. Like you can get inspired by, the cardboard that you're throwing out, and bubble wrap and all sorts of really cool stuff. So, I love that aspect as well.
Yeah, very cool.
So did you have a question, Kara?
I don't know. Let me see.
Okay.
I have a bunch
That's a
of
long answer.
Ooh, I like this one. Okay. If you could craft with a historical figure, who would you choose and why?
Who would I choose and why? All right, it's Frida Kahlo. Just because I think she was like before her time, you know what I mean? She was just like a free spirit and a very obviously very creative soul, and somebody who just, like I think she'd be into junk journaling. Like if she were alive today, she'd be, I mean, she's a painter, obviously, but I think she'd also junk journal. I mean, I think she did straddle that like art journaling kind of divide.
I didn't know that about her.
Huh?
I did not know that about her.
Oh, no. I'm not saying she did. I'm saying I think she would if she were alive today.
I was like, wow, I didn't know that.
I think she would be into it because, it's a form of expression, right? And for her art was a huge form of expression for her. So I can see how, she would be into that. I think we'd like.
Yeah, that would be cool. Huh?
Yeah, wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah.
So, Kara, who would you do?
Who would I pick? I think Queen Elizabeth.
Why would Queen Elizabeth?
And what you?
Me with Queen Elizabeth.
What's that?
I don't know. She's one of my favorite historical figures, just in general. I love historical fiction, and it's like the Tudors. I just love all that. And if I could have a cup of tea and maybe make a junk journal with her, I would be in hog heaven. I'd want to ask about her dad, like what the heck was going on there, right? And how did you survive that? Like, good for you. And the fact that she did her own thing at such an early time in history, right? Like she had people telling her what to do, and you need to get married and you need to do this, and she did her own thing. So I think should be really interesting to like hang out and craft with. And
I would love to see a junk journal that Queen Elizabeth made. Honestly, that would be
right.
Cool. Yeah,
that would be cool because that would.
I envision like an emerald green, like very like really cool cover, gems.
Victorian.
She'd get her people to do it.
Well,
she'd be sitting there very proper and like drinking her tea, and she'd have her people doing the junk journaling, and it would be perfect.
I would do it.
She would have her corgis in there, right?
Oh, the corgis for sure.
I'm not talking that. I'm talking Queen of Tudors. I'm going back.
You're talking about way.
I'm talking about not the one that just passed away. Like I'm talking Tudors. Henry VIII.
I was confused.
Henry VIII.
Queen Elizabeth are you talking about?
What century would you like?
Anne Boleyn. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Gotcha.
You gotta go way back. Way back. I said Tudors.
I know. Well,
you thought this this more recent. No.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Which I was confused about. I'm like, nothing about that Queen Elizabeth says junk journaling to me, but that's okay.
No.
Go. You do you, Kara.
But you do you. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Because I threw you. She never got married. The one I am referring to.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right.
That Queen Elizabeth.
King Henry beheaded her mother.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think it'd be interesting to be like, how did you manage to survive that? What did you say?
What?
Denise, what did you say?
I'm getting you now.
Okay. Yeah. I should have said Queen Elizabeth from the way back. Tudor. What was her last name? I don't know. Elizabeth something something. I don't know.
She was the first. Queen
We'll
Elizabeth
have to
the
Google
first.
that.
Oh,
Was
I
she
should
the
have
first?
said the first. Probably.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think she was.
Was she?
I think so.
So,
Anyway, how about you,
I think-
Sherry?
I think I would like to jelly print with Abraham Lincoln.
All right.
Okay. I would not have guessed that, but explain.
Because I would want to ask him, was he really a vampire hunter?
Wait, what? I am so confused right now.
You're getting your history wires crossed.
I am so confused.
Wasn't there a movie? Are you talking about the movie?
Yes.
There's a movie, right?
Abraham Lincoln, the vampire hunter. I'd want to know if he really was a vampire hunter.
True crime.
Oh. Not Leif Erikson?
No, not Leif Erikson. Abraham Lincoln. Yeah, have you seen that movie? That's an amazing movie.
I haven't.
Wait, what's it called?
Abraham Lincoln, the vampire hunter.
That's the name of the movie.
Yes.
I haven't seen it. I
It's a
knew that
really
there was a
good-
movie.
Now.
It doesn't sound good, right? But you got to watch it, Denise. It's a really good movie.
So he's doing like a Buffy type thing.
Well, a little badass Buffy, okay?
Well, Buffy's badass.
Okay, much more than that.
Badasser.
Like, think about Blade. More like
Better ass.
Blade. More like Blade, you know, kick butt movie.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I haven't seen it. Who is Abraham?
Oh, I don't know. It was just a
Oh.
good movie.
Oh. Okay. So is it the actors, the person you're envisioning as the actor, or like actual history Abraham Lincoln?
The actual history, Abraham Lincoln.
Okay, but you realize he wasn't.
He's
a
so
vampire?
confused if you asked him that question, Sherry.
You realize he wasn't a vampire, right?
I know he wasn't a vampire hunter. I was making a joke.
Oh.
I know he went right over your head, Kara.
Apparently, yeah.
I'm thinking the hat and like, you know,
Yeah,
he's
he has
got,
the hat. Yeah.
yeah, you know, and it's like I can see you painting the hat, or I don't know.
No,
And
we
just have
use
him
the
write
hat.
like in ledgers and say,
Oh,
"Can
no,
I
no,
keep this
no.
for the future?"
We would use the hat
Mm-hmm.
to make an impression on the jelly plate with.
And then he'd wear it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and pull a print and
Yeah.
use the quill pins, you know?
I'm drooling. Just
Yep, that sounds good.
Yeah. All right.
very diverse answers
You
here.
didn't really like, yeah, use the vampire teeth, you know, to
Yeah,
make texture.
I think I have to see the movie.
Yeah, you do. Have you neither one of you seen the movie?
Nope.
Oh, well, that joke was wasted on you two.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, well.
Okay. Can I ask some silly questions? I may have gotten these from the Colbert questionnaire, but I didn't write all of them down, but
Okay,
I
all
have
right.
some of them. What is the best sandwich?
What's the best sandwich?
This is going to take a while. It's the
Pastrami.
first question and you're struggling.
Oh no, wait.
It's supposed to be 30 seconds question.
Okay. All right, pastrami. I'll go with pastrami.
Okay.
I'll stick with pastrami.
Okay. First concert.
Ooh, I think it was English Beat.
Never heard of them.
Yeah,
What was
we're going this Saturday too.
Wow.
Excited. Yeah.
Wow.
Ska. You gotta just
Oh yeah, you
you know
talked about
ska?
that. I didn't know them though, but yes, I know ska. Yes. What do you think the scariest animal is?
Snake.
Mhm.
I don't like snakes.
Yeah, I agree with that. Do you like apples or oranges?
Apples.
Okay. Favorite action movie?
Abraham Lincoln, the vampire hunter.
knew you were gonna say that.
Yeah, it's not my genre, but okay. Yeah, I'm struggling. I don't know. Okay, but next, pass.
What's your genre?
Fantasy.
Okay, favorite fantasy movie.
My favorite. I've been watching Doctor Who, so I'll do one of the Christmas specials. There we go. I don't know.
Doctor Who had a Christmas special?
Oh, every year they have a Christmas special.
I'll
Yeah.
have to check that out.
We're learning all sorts of things to watch today. Thanks
Oh,
for
I love.
tuning
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
Add in the comments what you would like to watch.
I'm
Or have
catching
us-
Catching up on
or
my
a good
Doctor
movie.
Who.
All right. Window or aisle?
Aisle.
Favorite smell?
Mint.
Least favorite smell?
Porta potties.
Oh, for sure. Your earliest memory?
Oh. Being in bed with my grandpa
Aw, that's cute.
and him reading to me. Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
Cats or dogs?
Both. I don't know.
Okay, that was an easy way to answer that. Okay, you're not gonna like this one because you didn't like my crafty question that was similar.
Uh-oh.
You have one song to listen to for the rest of your life. What would it be?
Oh my God. That's an awful question.
Well, you blame Colbert because that's where I got this question.
Okay. I can't do this quickly. I don't know. 5,000 miles.
Oh my God! Are you serious?
It makes me happy and it gets me walking.
You would listen to that for the rest of your life?
I have no idea. I don't want
That
a
would make
depressing
you
song
go
to
to an
like.
insane asylum.
Definitely, the Blackbird is not the song to listen to for the rest of your life because it's freaking depressing. You know, you want to listen to that over and over again. You can't listen to that forever. You know, I mean,
listen
it's
to
like,
5,000 miles forever either.
yeah, well, they can't listen to any song forever. I don't like the question, but at least it makes me happy.
What about the song "Happy" by Pharrell?
That's
Oh.
okay. Yeah, I wouldn't. It wouldn't be my first. You know, wouldn't be.
Sherry, what would you pick? The theme
Or
for-
Hey Ya. I could do Hey Ya. Hey Ya is a good song.
Oh,
Yeah, that makes you happy too.
yeah.
So
That's better than 5,000 miles. That would make me go to the loony bin.
Are we talking about the same song?
I would walk 500.
5,000
It's
miles.
500
Is
miles.
it 5? Well, it felt like a 5,000. I don't know.
Well, by the time you listen to it, it probably feels like 5,000.
Yes, exactly.
That would make me go nuts.
Yeah.
So I tend to like, okay, don't groan here, but I really like the power behind Imagine Dragons and there's some of their
Yeah, they're
songs.
great.
I really like the rawness of that power and the
Yeah.
and some of the lyrics to that. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not all their songs, but
Yeah.
I would say a good 75% of their songs I can
I
really
love that.
identify
So
with,
which
and I
song
really
would
like.
you listen
Yeah, which
to
song
for
would
the
you
rest
pick?
of your life? Come on.
There's one, I don't know the name of it. I haven't heard it in a while, but the one I really liked was Sharks. Isn't there one called
Mm,
Sharks?
I don't know.
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah, I like Sharks. I also like Thunder and Lightning. Yeah, I like that one too. I think Sharks is their latest one. As
No,
far
they
as
have
like,
newer stuff.
do
They have,
what?
they have a new album. Anyway, but yes.
Yeah, I haven't seen their new album yet. So I think Sharks was on their previous album. So I'll have to check that out.
Mine.
you?
Would you like to know mine?
Yeah.
Yes, but you've had time to think about it, so it's not really fair comparison because you know.
Well, no, I just
Your
came up with
special
it. I
guest
just
went
came up
first.
with it right now because I was trying to. I was
You're in
trying
the
to,
hot seat. You're in the
Yeah.
hot seat.
but it's "With or Without You" by U2.
I love that song.
And it's the beginning. Like I could just listen to that beginning forever. Like I love it. And
It is a good
yeah,
song.
when I was in high school, I know this is shocking, but I hiked the Grand Canyon, not in this physical state. I was in a better physical state. And I had the Joshua Tree album playing in my headphones
Oh my gosh.
all the way down the canyon. And it was summer, it was August, it was 1,000,000 degrees, and all of my youth group was way ahead of me. And so it did feel like I was listening to that forever. But that was like the song. And so yeah, the album, but the
That's
song.
that's a great song. That's a good choice.
Without you. Thanks.
That's a great choice.
I would have to say better than 500 miles.
I think, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, or like there's, I don't know.
I don't know what I was thinking. Honestly, I'm just trying to find a happy song. I was thinking, Bridge Over Troubled Waters, and I'm like, that's gonna be depressing. I mean, it'll be fine the first 500 times. But I
don't think 500 times.
No, I know. I mean, I think, you think of the classics and it's like, anyway, whatever. I don't know.
And those were the two you came up with.
My brain it's like Vikings. I hate being put on the hot spot. It's like, I don't work well under pressure.
That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Well, I thought that would be fun. There's just a little quick Q&A.
All right, I do hey ya. Hey,
I have a
I
have a question real quick.
Hey ya. What?
You got what song is that from?
Hey ya.
Hey ya.
It's called Hey Ya.
That's Outcast.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Polaroid picture. I like that one too.
Shake it like a Polaroid picture. Yeah.
I like that one as well. Hold on. I was trying to find
I'm
my
in a hosier kick right now.
Oh, there it is.
Ooh, yeah.
Too sweet.
Okay, question for you, Denise.
Yes.
Oh, all right, go ahead. We're moving on.
What impact has social media had on your art and the junk journaling community?
Yeah, this is good. Okay, so we were talking at the craft. What was it? The craft showdown.
The craft showdown. Yeah.
We were talking. Remember, we were talking about 2 peas in a bucket. So we were like, we had both done that back in the day. So that was kind of like one of the first, I think, social media forums for crafters.
Right.
I loved that. And I felt like I learned so much. They had all sorts of tutorials. That's where I heard about, I guess before that, I'm like a long time Tim Holtz fan. I love Tim Holtz, right? But back in the day, he didn't do any videos himself. People would take videos of him at like craft shows and things like that, and it would go, and they'd post it, and people would watch them over and over and over again. And YouTube wasn't as big of a thing as it is now, but yeah, I mean, I feel like I was really influenced by that. There were a number of different people that I watched religiously. I don't even know if they were on YouTube or they're on some other platform. I don't know. But I feel like I learned a lot just watching, different techniques and learning about different products. I used to love watching, the CHA videos that people would show, and things like that. So I do feel like, it really opens up and expands your horizons, right? To have access to social media. I feel like once all of the local scrapbooking stores in my area, at least, closed down, and my favorite stamping store that I used to teach at too closed down, I felt like, I was missing that community. So that's why I kind of gravitated toward doing, and just like, I don't know, I feel like I have this need, even if I don't know what I'm doing, to teach people about it. It's like, watch me muddle through this. Maybe you'll learn something, maybe you won't, but maybe you will.
Right. Yeah.
It's like,
I can totally
I don't
identify.
know. I feel like I'm a teacher at heart. I mean, I used to line up, my brother and sister are like 10 and 9 years younger than I am. I used to line them up. We'd play school, they'd be my students. It's like, I that's why I feel like Kara and I, you know, kind of get along. She's a teacher at heart too. You know, it's like, you know, it's natural. That teaching is natural to me. You know, it's something I really enjoy and that I like to share with people. And so, you know, for me, it was a natural progression once those forums to do in-person teaching shut down to go to YouTube.
Yeah.
And to start doing some teaching on there. So
were you ever a teacher, Denise?
you know, not for kids. I mean, I've done like lots of you know, I've been a Girl Scout leader, and you know, so I've taught like in different places. I've taught classes. I've taught, you know, with art core and different things like that, you know, in the classroom, and helped out, and a lot of one-on-one stuff as a volunteer. When I was working, I am a trained facilitator, you know, and trainer. Like I'm actually a trainer of trainers. So, you know, I've done a lot of that type of work, like teams building and things like that, you know, teaching adults, you know, more than teaching kids. So I do have that background, and I've always enjoyed doing that. You know, that was a lot of fun. So.
And I know Kara was a teacher at one time, Kara.
It was. Yep.
What did you teach?
Preschool, special ed.
Okay.
Ed, preschool, however.
It takes a special kind of person, honestly.
It does.
Truly.
It does.
I mean, I think it's a calling, and it's you know, takes a very
Well, I hung up the phone.
What's that?
I hung up the phone.
What?
You said you hung up the phone.
Oh.
You said
I get it now.
do you understand what a phone is?
Hanging up a phone?
Hung it up. I might go back to it someday. We'll see. I don't think I can get off the floor anymore. I think I would have to work with older people than preschool, you know? No?
Yeah.
I too was a teacher. I was an art teacher.
An art teacher.
I was an art
teacher. You were an art. Yeah, I think also special ed is hard. I think people get burnt out doing that.
They do.
You know, and you can only do it for a certain amount of time if you're going to do it. You know.
Amen.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's really a hard thing, and God bless them. I have a lot of compassion and great gratitude to people who do that, but it's not easy.
No.
So where were you a teacher, Sherry?
I was a teacher for junior high kids.
Oh wow! Very
and
cool.
I did some.
It's just like a grown-up preschooler.
Yeah, right.
They're just have bigger.
No, they're worse than preschool. Preschool are tame compared to middle schoolers. Kidding me? Middle schoolers are the worst.
A lot of the same. They have tantrums. There's a lot of the similarities.
Well, when I was doing my student teaching, the teacher that was in charge of me, you know, while I was in college, she said, if you can teach this age, you can teach anybody anything.
Absolutely.
And, you know, to be quite honest, I really did like teaching that age. It was all about consistency. If you say you're going to do something, you got to do it. Yeah. And I remember one time I had the best kid. He was such a good kid. And I had just got done saying, kind of like you, Kara, I just said that kind of thing, where I said, if XYZ happens, you know, this is what's going to happen again. And dang it, if that good kid didn't do it. And I had to follow through and, you know, because all the other kids are watching, and you have to stay what you're going to do. As long as you're consistent, that's really the key with those kids. And kids today are going through a lot of things. I mean, and teachers, I can't even imagine teaching today. Just the way things are, I think it's really difficult. I mean, if you think about some of the fire drills and some of the other drills that we had to go through when we were teaching, and now what they have to go through, I just can't even imagine. I just can't wrap my head around that.
Yep. We would give the preschoolers lollipops during lockdown drills.
Yeah.
So that they would be quiet.
Well, what else are you going to do?
Yeah, I mean, we had to sit in the dark in the corner, and it's crazy that is something that we have to do.
Yeah, that's pretty sad.
We always had to have lollipops, dum-dums on hand. All the time.
Sometimes on hand.
Dum-dum, you're dumb.
Yeah, because you never knew when those drills were going to happen. So,
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, fun times. Yay, teachers!
Yay, teachers!
Yes. Yes.
Yay, seriously, yay, teachers! I mean,
Yes, most definitely, yay, teachers.
Teaching is definitely an I'm going to say calling, but you're going to tell me you hang up again. But it is something. The teachers have made the biggest impact in my life. I mean, I have to say, there's just a few teachers that I don't know where I'd be today without them. Genuinely.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah,
they have a lot of impact. Critical times in kids' lives.
Yeah, for sure.
So
yeah.
Well, I think that
got deep quick.
You did. Sorry.
And we're gonna wrap it up now.
Yeah.
That's as deep as we will go in this show. Thanks for coming.
So, yeah, Denise, we've had you on the Craft Showdown a couple times. It has been so much fun having you there, and
you're a hoot.
And I just really appreciate you being there, and I'm glad to get to know you as part of the Craft Showdown Lowdown. And so I hope to see you again on the Craft Showdown. It's
Thank you.
not with Vikings. Maybe it'll be something else. But
oh God, I hope so. Yeah, I think I've been. How long have you been doing this? I think I've been on 3. I think I've done it 3 times.
3 too.
Yeah.
So
we're on our anniversary. So
it's a fun idea, and it's a fun show, and you guys make it so much fun to do. Honestly,
thank you.
It's so funny, and it's like, and I've watched as many as I could, because it's almost more fun on the watching end of it, because it's like, oh my gosh, just
because you don't get stuck with Vikings.
You don't get stuck. You can stick other people with Vikings. Right?
Yeah, you can be part of the audience who's like, oh, let's do glitter.
yeah, right?
Or like when we get the Coke can for the supply from the audience.
Yeah.
I could have done a Coke can easier than I did Vikings.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
You could stamp with a Coke can. You could roll the Coke can. You could use the tab and make a dangle.
Yeah, there you go.
It's Sherry's favorite, dangles.
Yeah, I love dangles.
I love Vikings.
I love Ragnar.
Yeah, right?
I love all Vikings, but Ragnar, yeah.
Grace did message me after the show, and she's like, so what was the name of the show that you watched? I'm like, oh yeah, it's on Netflix. So that's what she asked me. She's like, is Vikings on Netflix? I'm like, yes.
Yes.
Go run now and watch it.
Watch it.
Yeah.
Run, don't walk.
You have to ask her about that.
Yeah. That was pretty
eye
funny.
candy for sure.
So if anybody wants to be on Craft Showdown, please give us an email at craftshowdown@gmail.com. We'd be glad to have you on the show. So make sure to like and subscribe Craft Showdown, so that you'll be notified of when our next showing is. And speaking of which, our next show will be October 26th at 6 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you check us out. And then shortly after, we will have the Craft Showdown Lowdown with Grace from the Serendipitous Crafter. There you go. I was going to get tongue-tied again. Again, thank you, Denise, for joining us. Please join us next time we have a live with Grace, so you can be in the comments there and you can stir the pot with the rest of them.
Absolutely. Wouldn't miss it.
Yay!
Thank you for having me. This has been fun.
Thank you, everyone.
I can't think on my feet very quickly. Or in my seat. My very special seat.
Your special seat. Well, thank you. Thanks for coming. Thanks for hanging. Thanks for laughing.